Sometimes I make you smile, sometimes I make you cry. Sometimes I make you angry, sometimes I make you sigh. Sometimes I make you feel bad, sometimes I make you doubt. Sometimes I make you sad, sometimes I make you mad. Sometimes I make you feel loud, sometimes I make you tired. Sometimes I make you question all the things that we've been building. Well, you know, just want you to know that the only thing I want is to make you sweat. Make you sweat. Is to make you sweat.
We are about to begin the 29th Annual Champion Celebration Program.
Sometimes I make you smile, sometimes I make you cry. Sometimes I make you angry, sometimes I make you sigh. Sometimes I make you feel bad, sometimes I make you doubt. Sometimes I make you sad, sometimes I make you mad. Sometimes I make you feel loved, sometimes I make you tired. Sometimes I make you question all the things that we've been building. But you know, I want you to know that the only thing that I want is to make you sweat. Make you sweat. Make you sweat. Make you sweat. The only thing that I want is to make you sweat.
Cause you know it. is to make you sweat. To make you sweat.
The only thing that I want is make you sweat.
Hey, yo, Gene.
What's up?
Give me one time. Nice. Yeah. Hey, yo, Gene.
Uh-huh.
Give me 3 times. Nice. Come on. Hey, yo, Gene.
Yeah.
Give me 15 times. Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't sell yourself to fall in love.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. One more time. Come on. Yeah.
Over a third of people in America have experienced violence, abuse, or exploitation. The numbers are staggering, but healing is possible. Safe Horizon is the largest victim service organization in the country. Every year, 250,000 people seek safety through their services.
When he tried to strangle me, I knew that I had to leave. Safe Horizon helped me find shelter. Safety is knowing I will never feel his hands on my neck again.
After witnessing my ex abuse, my son and I were traumatized. Fortunately, we found Safe Horizon and received the support we needed to heal and transition to a safer, more positive life. Safety is like breathing.
After my nephew was shot and killed, the whole neighborhood was rocked. Safe Horizon helped us grieve. Safety is my community.
After my mom died, I ended up on the streets. Safe Horizon got me connected with shelter, resources, and housing. Now I help others who don't have a home. Safety is sleeping with both eyes closed.
My husband and I were trafficked from the Philippines and forced into unpaid work. Safe Horizon were the only one to ask, are we safe? Safety is knowing we deserve freedom.
My neighbors told me when they heard my girls, they were screaming and crying in harmony. Our healing started with Safe Horizon. They gave me my shield. Safety is hearing My daughters now sing with joy.
Everyone deserves to feel safe in their communities, homes, bodies, and minds. Because safety is a human right.
Please welcome to the stage Emmy-nominated actress Zazie Bates.
Hi. Thank you, everyone. And also, wow, can we please give it up for Spider Horse again? They were incredible. So unique and fresh and moving. So I just want to thank you so much to the clients who so courageously shared their voices. And it was an honor to share the screen with you. So thank you for your vulnerability. And I'm so excited to be here, welcoming you to Safe Horizons' 29th Annual Champion Celebration. Yes. My name is Zazie Bates, and I'm thrilled to help honor and celebrate an organization so near and dear to my heart. I'm here with Safe Horizon tonight because I know that Safe Horizon believes everyone deserves to feel safe in their communities, homes, bodies, and minds. And when I think of Safe Horizon, I think of safety, connection, and healing. Also, when I think of Safe Horizon, I think of my mother, who embodies all of those things for me. And for those of you who don't know, my mom is Michelle Richard, and she oversees Safe Horizons community and restorative practices and hotline services. So hi, Mom. She's right over there. I've always been so proud of the work she's done, and she's just always been such a role model for me. And yeah, I don't think I would be where I am today in my life without her. So that's just a side note from Mama. But these programs, they provide life-saving services to countless New Yorkers every year. And I've watched my mom advocate for survivors' rights my whole life. And her passion for helping families work towards safety inspires me to imagine that a better world is always possible, when there are people committed to making it so. So we could certainly use more of that hope today. My mom, though, is just one person at Safe Horizon. The organization is powered by over 900 people just as dedicated to showing up and advocating for survivors as my own mom, and that thought should invigorate us all. While it's a huge collaboration and team effort, that work is led by one fearless leader who has been working with survivors her entire adult life. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage Safe Horizons Chief Executive Officer, Liz Roberts.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much, Zazie. We are thrilled that you were able to be with us here tonight. I have to agree, your mom is truly awesome. So welcome to Safe Horizons' 29th Annual Champion Celebration. My name is Liz Roberts, and I am so incredibly proud every day to serve as the CEO for this extraordinary organization. Every year, we gather here as supporters, as advocates, as staff, as survivors, to celebrate the impact that this organization makes year-round. Safe Horizon is the nation's largest victim service organization. We serve 250,000 New Yorkers every single year. When our neighbors are in crisis due to violence, abuse, or exploitation, we offer immediate and practical support, like a lock change, a hot meal, someone to talk to, safe place to stay. We also offer deep, ongoing services like help finding a place to live and to work, trauma treatment, and advocacy while navigating complex and difficult systems. Those of you who have known us for a long time may have noticed a new look in the room tonight. For the first time in more than a decade, Safe Horizon has rebranded, and you're the first people to get a sneak peek. We are keeping our name, but we have updated the look and the feel so that it is more compelling and bold, because that's who we are. As you leave tonight, please be sure to pick up some swag so you can help show off our new brand to the world. This community does gather every year to celebrate our work, to advance our work, but this is no ordinary year. Across all of our programs, survivors are even more afraid than we have seen them in a long, long time. And I want to share a little bit with you about what we hear from survivors every day of late. A young man that we helped to find permanent housing is now facing the terrifying prospect of losing it because of federal funding cuts. He told us it feels like he's being pushed back onto the street. A mother in the Bronx was so scared to bring her children to our child advocacy center after they disclosed sexual abuse that we had to talk her down at length before we could even start the process. And she told us she was afraid ICE would be waiting for her there. A gun violence survivor came to us recently and asked if we were closing because he saw headlines about victim services being slashed. A rape survivor living with daily flashbacks fears that she'll lose access to her trauma therapist who's helping her to heal, helping her to stabilize because of the cuts to Medicaid she's been hearing about. And there's a young trans woman staying in our shelter right now who is scared to leave the building because she knows hate violence is rising. This is not abstract. It's what survivors are living with right now all across this city. And all of it makes our communities less safe. It silences survivors and it emboldens abusers. Every single day, I see our Safe Horizon staff showing up with unwavering commitment, with courage, with care. I see all of you, our partners, our supporters, our community, standing with us. Together, and I just want you all to really take this in, together, we are the safety net. Together, we, in this room tonight, are standing against violence, standing against fear. We will stand firm, and we will keep fighting for a world where every survivor feels safe in their communities, in their homes, in their bodies, and their minds. Because we know that safety is not a privilege. Safety is a human right. Now, before we go any further, I want to take a moment tonight to honor somebody who is very, very dear to Safe Horizon and to me personally, our late board member, Joan Lang. Yes. Joan passed away just last fall. She would have turned 99 this year. She was here being honored by us just 2 years ago in May. She dedicated nearly 3 decades of her life to Safe Horizon. And she will always be remembered for her and her late husband Todd's incredible generosity. They donated the building that we now know as Lang House, which is one of our domestic violence shelters. And they didn't just give us the building, they stayed involved every year, every holiday, to help make sure that that program was a place that would provide true safety and comfort to survivors and their children. What always touched me the most about Joan's generosity is that it always came from the heart. You could tell. You only had to talk to her for like 2 minutes to feel that and to know that. And so I want to just invite everybody to join me in a moment of silence to honor Joan's memory and all that she has done for this community. We have several of Joan's grandchildren here with us tonight, and we are so thrilled that Joan's whole family will be working with us to make sure we sustain and honor Joan's remarkable legacy in the years ahead. I also want to thank so many people in the room tonight. Our incredible board chair, Jeff Brodsky. Yes. Whose hard work and remarkable commitment have helped Safe Horizon to soar. This is Jeff's last year as our board chair, so it makes it an especially fitting moment to celebrate all of his work on behalf of this organization. Thank you, Jeff. I also want to thank our wonderful board member and fellow honoree, Susan Reed, who is a force for good in everything that she does. Yes. And then there's our tremendous event chair, Adam Kudelka. Many of you have heard from Adam in recent weeks. Adam did so much to make tonight a success, and although he's new to our board, he is already a powerhouse. There's a dedicated champion committee who guided us at every step of the planning process. Our whole board of directors who are here in the room with us tonight and who give so much of themselves throughout the year to support this organization. Yes. Our very generous event benefactor, Morgan Stanley, and let's just give the whole Morgan Stanley crowd a big round of applause. Yes. And I talked a little earlier about standing in our values, and Morgan Stanley has been an incredible corporate partner to Safe Horizon and is an organization that is standing in its values in this difficult time. So we're proud to stand with you. An incredible team who planned every detail of this event, Ashley Lugo, Mia Briones, our entire development and communications team, yes, and especially thank you to everyone who made a financial commitment tonight, and if you haven't done so yet, you will have a chance a little later. I also want to offer a special welcome to the elected officials and government partners who are here with us tonight. We are joined by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, Commissioner Saloni Sethi from the Mayor's Office to End Domestic and Gender-Based Violence, and colleagues from the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan District Attorney's Offices, the Mayor's Office to End Domestic and Gender-Based Violence, and the Administration for Children's Services. And these are colleagues who stand with us, fighting side by side for safety and healing for survivors, and we're so grateful for their partnership every day, not just tonight. Now, we have a big crowd here tonight, and I just want to apologize for the late start. We had to make sure that everybody had a place to sit. When I was a young volunteer coordinator a few years ago, I went to a training where they told me that the way that you make your event a success is make sure you don't have quite enough chairs, because then you get up, you get more chairs, and people feel like, oh, this is the room to be in. So we didn't intend to do that tonight, but thank you all for your patience. And just to note that this evening is cabaret style. There will be servers moving through the room who can bring you a drink. The food will stay closed until after the program, but we'll reopen everything at that point. So it now gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce to the stage a dear friend and somebody who truly embodies our mission, Safe Horizon board member, Dana Kodespati.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's such a privilege to be here tonight. This moment is deeply meaningful to me for reasons that will become clear shortly. But first, I'd like to take you back to 2010. I was living in Hong Kong, working for Morgan Stanley, when Jeff Brodsky, our newly appointed head of HR, called me and asked me to move back to New York to run a multi-year transformation project. As much as I didn't want to leave Hong Kong, it's hard to say no to Jeff, as many of us know. So while I was preparing for the move, Jeff was eager to get started. So he asked me to lead a committee with a new colleague in New York who I hadn't met before. We worked across a 12-hour time difference, meeting a few times to collaborate on that project. Soon after, I was back in New York, and by what felt like divine intervention, that colleague and I discovered we lived 1 block away from each other. We were fast friends. Fast forward to 2016. I was 2 weeks into an executive role at a new company, fresh off maternity leave with my 2nd child. I had a 5-month-old baby and a 2-year-old at home, and a thriving career. From the outside, it looked like I was crushing it. I had it all together. But behind the scenes, I was fighting a battle very few could see. After more than 2 decades in what I finally came to understand was an abusive relationship, I had reached my breaking point. One freezing December night, with nothing but instinct and fear guiding me, I woke my sleeping children at 3 a.m., placed them in their double stroller, and walked out the door. I didn't know what was ahead. I just knew we couldn't stay. I was terrified, not just for our safety, but of everything I might lose: my job, my reputation, my sense of self. Would people even believe me? Would I be seen as weak? Maybe as broken? But something extraordinary happened. Instead of judgment, I was met with compassion. My colleagues, old and new, who are in this room tonight, didn't question my strength. They reminded me of it. They made sure I knew I was still capable, still whole. Even as my life was falling apart, they were there. And at the heart of that support was one person who changed everything. Remember that colleague from across the world? Her name is Susan, Auntie Susan to my children. That night, when I had nowhere to go, Susan opened her home to me and my kids. No hesitation, no questions, just pure love. Her living room became our first sanctuary. Her presence helped me breathe again. That simple, selfless act laid the foundation for everything that followed. What happened next could fill a book, but here's the short version. We spent the next 4 years in court, guided by my incredible lawyer, Ben Moore, who's here tonight. Wave, Ben. We navigated orders of protection, supervised visits, losing all of our belongings at one point, having to move multiple times. It felt like we were living in an alternate universe. And through it all, I remember Safe Horizons' presence at the Family Justice Center, at local police stations, in the IDV courtroom. And every time I entered that courtroom, I remember thinking, if this is happening to me, someone who seemingly had it all together, what is happening to all those women out there who may not have the same resources or courage to get out? In those moments, I knew I had to give back. Since that night, in December of 2016, I've rebuilt my life brick by brick. Today, I am a survivor, and I am a proud solo mom to 2 amazing children, Avery and Arden, who are my heartbeats and here tonight. I have the honor and the privilege of serving on this incredible board. I'm a chief people officer by day. I've launched a coaching practice and co-founded a related nonprofit dedicated to supporting executive women who are quietly navigating personal crisis. I use my voice to advocate for others and to show my children how much their voices matter, because I know what it feels like to lose mine. And through it all, Susan has been there. More than a friend, she's been my anchor, my sister in strength, a quiet force of hope and healing. She is family. Professionally, Susan is a powerhouse, right? Respected across industries for her brilliance, her strategic mind, and her deep commitment to justice and inclusion. But what truly sets her apart is how she shows up when no one is watching. With humility, with integrity, with an open heart. She's the kind of leader who reminds us that service is not about being in the spotlight. It's about showing up. And she has shown up for me and for so many others in ways she may never fully realize. So tonight, it is my absolute honor to introduce someone who embodies the very best of what it means to serve, quietly, fiercely, and wholeheartedly. Please join me in celebrating our Distinguished Service Award honoree, my dear friend and the woman who helped me reclaim my life, Susan Reed.
I did not wear waterproof mascara, Dana. Dana just slayed me. I don't know if I can speak now, Dana. I love Dana to death. I just want to start by saying I'm incredibly honored to be recognized by Safe Horizon. You know, being on the board of an organization is an incredible honor, and you don't do it to be recognized. You do it because you believe in the mission and you believe in the purpose. And so for me, being honored is gravy. On top of the service. You know, Dana, again, thank you for your wonderful introduction and for sharing your story. You and I have been talking about it for years and when would be that moment. This is the first time Dana is really sharing her story, everyone, and I was sitting there holding my breath for her. So as Dana said, we found each other at work, but our relationship has expanded beyond that into a real sisterhood. And we have a really deep and lasting friendship. And though I have a biologic niece and nephew here, they're sitting at this table, Avery and Arden are just as much my niece and nephew, and I'm proud to be Auntie Susan to them also. And I love them to death. They're sitting right here. But Dana is one of the reasons why Safe Horizon means so much to me. It was through her experience that I came to understand that the motto, safety is a human right, is so very, very important. And I think she really, again, showed you tonight why it really matters. But I want to start by thanking a whole lot of people. So bear with me because my list is a little long. And it's going to start with Jeff Brodsky, who's my fellow honoree, and someone else who I admire and adore and love. Sherry, it's mutual love, it's platonic love, but it's love. Jeff and I have a very special relationship. You know, I worked for Jeff for many years. Jeff was my boss. And as I said, our relationship has morphed as Jeff stepped away from leading HR at Morgan Stanley. But many years ago, Jeff introduced me to Safe Horizon, and he said, Susan, I really think you should think about joining the board. And I, as Dana said, had to say yes to Jeff, and I did, and I'm glad I did. I am on several boards, and one of the things I admire about Jeff is how Jeff has been a really intentional and very strong advocate for Safe Horizon. He brought Safe Horizon to Morgan Stanley, to our HR team. We've got a lot of HR folks here. He spoke often about being on the board. He talked about how important it was to help victims of violence to find solace, safety, and justice. And in a way, only Jeff could do, he brought a ton of us along. And so, Jeff, I want to thank you for bringing me to the board. I want to thank you for being my friend. I want to congratulate you on your award, and I know you'll be coming up soon. You've been a really strong example of what it means to bring really strong leadership to a board and to serve with passion and commitment and real purpose, Jeff. So thank you so very much. I also want to acknowledge Joan Steinberg, our head of community affairs. She's not with us, but Joan and her team have been wonderful partners to this whole cause. They've been supporting us as board members and providing significant funding for Safe Horizon. And again, though she's not here, I do want to acknowledge and thank Joan. Liz Roberts, CEO of Safe Horizon, Lisa O'Connor, Deputy CEO, and the entire leadership team for Safe Horizon. Thank you for your incredible work, your partnership, and for this honor. Liz is a tireless CEO working on behalf of a really vital organization. And what I love most about Liz is that it's so clear that she deeply values human life in all its forms. And for that, Liz, I'm really grateful to be your partner on the board. We have a bunch of Morgan Stanley folks here tonight. We have over 80. Can y'all make some noise? Because I know you're there. See? I told you. They're here. Yeah. These guys show up for us so much. Guys, thank you so much. You guys are incredible. Every time we reach out to you, we ask you to come and support us again and again and again, and you show up. You have so many other causes and charitable things you care deeply about, and yet whenever we call, you come. So thank you. I also want to acknowledge a couple of folks who donated in a big way. James Gorman, our former CEO, and Andy Saperstein, our co-president. They donated generously, and I am so grateful to them. Adam, thank you for taking the hit on this one. You had to do all the heavy lifting. Where's Adam? It's funny because Adam is my boss, but he was working hard for me. And I love the role reversal, Adam. That was amazing. That was amazing. And then we had a really all-star team of Morgan Stanley colleagues who helped. Elizabeth Clark, Charbe Acosta, and Andrea Chaffee. Thank you so much, guys. You were amazing. We have a bunch of corporate partners. There are about 14 of them who also answered our call when we said, can you please support, can you please buy a table? You know who you all are. If I start naming names, I'm going to forget someone. But thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you, our vendors, our partners, for supporting us tonight. And then I've got this small group in the front, my family, my important peeps, and I want to recognize them. My mom is here, my partner Max, my sister Norma, my brother Geddes, my niece Atiba, and my nephew Nkosi. They're my everything, my safe space, my joy, my fuel for this work. And I want to just particularly honor my mom. You know, she taught me the importance of giving back. Mom, and I appreciate that. You were steadfast in ensuring that we support others, that we give back, and that we never hold ourselves apart or above from anyone. That was always your motto in life. Everybody has value in your eyes and deserves safety and opportunity, and I appreciate that, and I thank you for teaching me those values. So thank you so much, Mom. And the last thing I want to just say is, why is this work important? And you guys heard some of the stats before, but this work is really important, and I can't help it. I work in financial services. I got to throw some stats at you. 30% of Americans are survivors of violence, 30%. 53% of biased crimes are perpetrated against people based on the color of their skin. 60% of children are exposed to violence, crime, or abuse in their homes, schools, and communities, 60%. And 1 in 4 women will experience abuse at the hands of their partners. Those are horrific statistics. You just met one of the faces of domestic abuse in my friend Dana, and I'm sure she looked nothing like what you thought a domestic abuse survivor would look like. There's so many stereotypes that drive our beliefs, and I'm hoping we dispel them tonight. Yes, many victims of violence come from marginalized communities and less economically advantaged communities, but it is clear money and privilege and success does not protect you from violence, and that is why we need Safe Horizon here for all of us. They have a commitment to help victims regardless of their station in life. I'm really proud to be a member of the board, and I'm really proud of the work we do to really drive inclusion in all forms. I just want to say to you, there's an urgent need to reduce violence in all forms and to support people who've experienced it. If you've not given yet, please give. If you have given, thank you, thank you, thank you. This work is vital. Thank you for all for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. And before I exit the stage, I have one last mission, which is to introduce our next speaker. I'd love to introduce Kathy. She is a member of the Safe Horizon family. She's a Safe Horizon client and advocate. And so, Kathy, please come to the stage. Thank you all.
Good evening. My name is Kathy, and in 2017, my family and I walked through the doors. Thank you. My family and I walked through the doors of Safe Horizon for the very first time. Bear with me, I'm so sorry. I want to tell you a story, not because it's easy to share, but because it's important. Our lives were changed in ways we could have imagined, and Safe Horizon was there for us in the darkest moment we've ever faced. It started as a normal day. I was commuting home from work when I noticed several missed calls from our son. Immediately, I felt a pit in my stomach. When I called him back, he told me that a detective had stopped by our house and wanted to speak with me and my husband. I called my husband to give him a heads up, and I remember thinking something's not right, but I had no idea that everything was about to change. Within the hour, we were sitting in our living room with the detective. He showed us a photo of a little girl and asked if we recognized her. We said yes, of course, that's our daughter. But the photo wasn't one we'd ever seen before. That night, we were asked to bring her to Safe Horizon to be interviewed. We didn't know why. We were confused, scared, but we trusted that something important was happening. And we went, and thank God we did. When we arrived, the Safe Horizon team welcomed us with kindness and calm. They asked to speak to our daughter privately, and when they brought us into a back office to share what they learned, they did so with a level of care and compassion that I will never forget. That was the moment we found out that our daughter, our 5-year-old baby, had been sexually abused by someone we knew, someone we trusted, someone who was supposed to protect her. It is impossible to describe the kind of heartbreak a parent feels when their child is harmed in this way. But Safe Horizon didn't let us walk through the pain alone. They stood by us through everything, through forensic exams, grand jury prep, FBI meetings, the court case, and the reading of our victim impact statement. They held our hands when we didn't think we could stand. They helped us breathe. We didn't think healing was possible, but somehow they made space for it. They made space for us. And while the trauma doesn't disappear and the grief comes in waves, our family has found something even stronger than fear: resilience. Today, our daughter is 14. She's a beautiful, bright high school freshman. She sings, she dances, she shines. Our son is 23, a college graduate with honors, living his dream in the arts. We still talk to the Safe Horizon Child Advocacy Center team. We send photos, holiday cards, updates on little joys, and big milestones. They become a part of our family, and while we met under the worst of circumstances, their presence in our lives is one of the greatest gifts we've ever received. Safe Horizon changed our lives. It helped us hold onto ourselves in a time when everything felt lost. So tonight, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in this work, for making it possible, and for standing with families like mine. We are just one story, one family, but every single day someone else walks through those same doors in crisis and finds what we found: safety, connection, and healing. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Safe Horizon board member and champion event chair, Adam Kudelka.
Thank you, Kathy. That was a very moving story. And it's stories like yours that make me proud to be a board member of Safe Horizon. So first, I want to congratulate my colleague and partner on the board of Safe Horizon, Susan Reed. You do tireless work for Safe Horizon, and I'm very proud of you. Tonight, I have the honor of serving as event chair, but I'm most excited to introduce Jeff Brodsky. I started working with Jeff 25 years ago. Over the years, he's been a boss, a mentor, and for a long time, a very good friend. There are many stories I cannot share about Jeff, but there is one that I can. I remember when Jeff first joined the board of Safe Horizon 13 years ago. He was so impressed about Safe Horizon that he immediately looked for ways to get his broader team at Morgan Stanley involved. Shortly thereafter, he took time out of a one-day offsite to put his entire team on a bus to show them the Child Advocacy Center uptown. Dana's laughing, she remembers. He was focused on making sure we understood the experience for a child, how real it was, and wanted us to see firsthand the incredible work being done. That's the essence of who Jeff Brodsky is as a person. He's a people-focused leader and encourages those around him to do the right thing. He leads by example. Over the years, Jeff has dedicated his time, his resources, and relationships across Morgan Stanley to furthering Safe Horizon's cause. Giving back is ingrained in him, and in turn, he has tried to ingrain that in all of us. As Liz mentioned earlier, Jeff is stepping down as the chair of the board of Safe Horizon, but will remain involved as a board member. He has been extremely influential in his role as chair, and we thank him for his tireless efforts. Jeff will always be truly committed to the work that Safe Horizon does, and tonight, I couldn't be more proud to recognize my friend, Jeff Brodsky.
Thank you. Thank you. So for the last week, I've been getting calls from the team at Safe Horizon asking me if they could have a copy of my remarks for tonight. Problem was, I hadn't written them. My struggle was I wasn't quite sure who I wanted to be tonight. Did I want to be the honoree? Did I want to be the board chair, or did I want to be the retiring board chair? And so you're going to have to bear with me, because when I woke up this morning and started to write my remarks, I decided I needed to be all three. So first, some thank yous. Adam, thank you for your kind introduction. You've been an incredible event chair, and all I can say is if you can raise money like you did tonight, everyone at Morgan Stanley is in really good hands. Really proud and excited to have you on the board and share that experience with you. And probably as excited to have you and Cami sit in the seat that I have most admiration for as the Chief Human Resource Officers at Morgan Stanley. And I know the two of you are going to do great things, so thank you. Susan, we have been to the moon and back together. You have taught me so much about life, about people, about differences and sameness. You've taught me how to lead a little bit more gentle. You've taught me how to make a difference and how to wake up each day with a positive attitude and a smile. Thank you for joining me on this journey, both professionally and at Safe Horizon. And thank you for making such a difference in our dear friend Dana's life. You know, it may be hard for some of you to imagine me thinking of myself as a kid 13 years ago when I joined the board. But I remember walking into the boardroom of Safe Horizon, and I had carefully procured the board. I was very focused on looking for a board that would move me. And there were two people in particular at that time that I just want to sort of give a nod to. One was Joan Lang. The way she inspired, the fact that she stood on this stage 2 years ago. I remember we had this offsite, it was probably about 3 years ago, and they asked us to do this very creative activity. I didn't really know how to do it. And it was Joan's turn to speak, and her ability to articulate and move a room and have a commitment to this cause was just incredible. So to her family, we miss her dearly too, and I thank her. Tonight, I ran into Steve Parrish, who's here and was the board chair when I joined. I remember sitting in the room looking at him and saying, I want to be him someday. So Steve, thank you for giving me that opportunity and that aspiration. To Dana and Kathy, thank you. Thank you. I mean, for you to have experienced in your lives what you have, and then to be able to use those experiences to share them with others and make a difference for so many people that need it, just kind of leave me speechless. And thank you, and thank you. And Kathy, it was great to get to know you over the last several weeks and hear your story and your journey. And Dana, you'll always be a part of my heart and our family, so thank you for sharing today. To my fellow board members, thank you for being part of this incredible organization, for what you give of yourselves, for what you give from your wallets, and from what you give to our clients. To the Safe Horizon staff, specifically those led by Laura and me and Ashley in putting this event together tonight, to the broader Safe Horizon staff, you are the most incredibly gifted group of people. And having been at Morgan Stanley for 38 years, believe me, I know what incredibly gifted and talented people look like. You beat it. You are the most amazing, giving group of people that come to work each day and put self second and others first. Thank you, Safe Horizon staff. To the Morgan Stanley team, Elizabeth and Chabe and Andrea, Evie and Lauren, and before them, Kristen, Harris, and Diana, for making my relationship and our relationship with Safe Horizon work the way it works, all your time, all your effort. Thank you very much. And to the broader Morgan Stanley team, thank you for always showing up. To our vendors and sponsors who are here tonight that have so generously given, thank you. And please don't stop. To Liz Roberts, I was honored to be the chair of the selection committee when we looked for a new CEO. We picked Liz. I'm not sure we knew we'd wind up in this symbiotic relationship of board chair and CEO. Liz and I have so many of the same opinions, but we also have very different ways of approaching them. And through the last 3 years, we have found this middle road that I believe has really helped Safe Horizon flourish. So Liz, thank you for everything you do and for making me a better person. To my friends and family that are here, thank you for coming along on this journey. Thank you for listening to me talk about Safe Horizon. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your kind words. To Shari and my boys, you don't get to be involved in something like this without a foundation beneath you. Thank you for allowing Safe Horizon to be the centerpiece of our family philanthropy, and thank you for being at the center of my life. So I'm done with thank yous, and if I've missed you, thank you, and I'm sorry I missed you. I want to take a moment to reflect on Kathy's story, and thank you for sharing in such a vulnerable way. I want you all to imagine yourselves sitting at home, coming home, understanding that some current is afoot, but what is it? Never imagining that someone harmed your child. When that police detective came to the door, the cruelty and the horrible nature of the crimes committed were the furthest thing from Kathy and her husband's mind. But for her to be able to be brought to the Safe Horizon Child Advocacy Center changed the experience. Imagine she had been brought to a police precinct and she'd been put in a cement area that was cold and cruel and filled with criminals, and had to experience understanding and finding out what her daughter had been through. The Child Advocacy Center changed the way that affected their lives. It changed Kathy's ability to get up here tonight and share her story. And for her beautiful daughter, who is this successful performing artist, who is living her dream to be able to move forward with her life because of the work we do at Safe Horizon. I want to share one other story. For those of you that know me, you know I like to tell stories. And whenever I'm going to speak on behalf of Safe Horizon, I like to talk about our clients. So tonight I'm going to talk about Jalen. Jalen was a 17-year-old. He had a horrible abusive upbringing. He once jumped out of a 2-story building to just avoid a beating from someone he loved. Fast forward, his aunt had been taking care of him. He had been living with her, and he decided to come out. You would expect that that was the moment when family embraced. But in Jalen's case, and many of our clients, that's not what happened. They pushed away, and they pushed away hard. And so he took his belongings, whatever he had, whatever he could find, and he put it in a backpack, and he started sleeping on the A train, and he started sleeping on park benches, and he went into Starbucks to use the bathroom and clean himself. That went on for 6 weeks. Imagine sleeping outside for 6 weeks, one eye open, one eye shut, making sure that you were safe. And at the end of that 6 week, if life wasn't cruel enough to Jalen, someone stole the backpack with everything that meant something to him, including his ID. He had nowhere to go. And he came to our walk-in center at Streetworks, which is part of Safe Horizon. He was looking for a hot shower and a sandwich. He got so much more. He got his hot shower. He got a hot meal. Immediately, the team at Safe Horizon was able to secure housing for him. For the first time in 6 weeks, he was going to go in a room that had a bed and a door with a lock and sleep. But more than anything, what Safe Horizon gave Jalen was his dignity. For the first time in his life, he felt like he mattered. For so many of these youth, that's not how this story ends. It has a much sadder ending. Jalen immediately began classes for his GED. He began to engage with staff. He began to engage with people. And today, he is productive and successful. So thank you to our Streetworks staff. Liz talked about it tonight. It is not an ordinary time. It is an extraordinary time. And extraordinary is a word that has a lot of different connotations and meanings. The extraordinary world we're living in today doesn't feel so positive to me. And for our clients, funding's at the risk of being cut. It's easier for abusers to seek out victims because they're afraid to seek out help. So it's so important, and it is so critical that we continue to raise money for this organization and its funds. So in conclusion, it's been an honor to be on this board for 13 years, and I'm staying on the board, but I will step down as chair, and I will turn it over to colleagues who will help this organization soar to even greater heights. The future's bright. There's a great board and a great team. For everyone that's involved, both in the room and couldn't make it tonight, there's a call to action. We have a responsibility to help people around us suffering, a responsibility to activate Safety is a human right, and we have a responsibility to keep giving to this important cause. I'll leave you with a quote from a note I recently received from a senior colleague, another very real and tangible example of how life-changing this work is. I always think about how different my life would be without you or Safe Horizon in it. Your guidance, encouragement, advice, and support have been instrumental in shaping my journey and success, and for that, I will be eternally grateful. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage Kumari.
Good evening. I just have to take this moment to embrace all of you beautiful people. My name is Kumari, and I am honored to be here tonight to introduce to you a very special vocalist. But before she comes on stage, I'd like to share my story with you. I am from Trinidad, and as an immigrant, I often felt like I didn't belong. I was in 2 abusive relationships, both fathers of my 4 daughters. They made me feel small and worthless, like I didn't have a place in this world, not even in my own body. It was terrifying and lonely. My journey with Safe Horizon started the same way Safe Horizon began, in family court reception. I was terrified of facing my abuser, but I was desperate to get custody of my daughters so that they could be safe. That day, I met a Safe Horizon advocate who took my hand and walked with me the long hallway of the courtroom. She stayed by my side the entire time until the judge granted me custody. I still get emotional remembering how much relief and comfort that brought me in that moment. I realized I wasn't alone. From there, Safe Horizon helped me find housing and gave me a chance to join support groups and receive counseling. Suddenly, I was in a room with people who truly understood my pain. Safe Horizon became my shield, reminding me that I mattered and that I wasn't going to fail, and that I had every right to protect my family and rebuild my life. I learned to love myself so that I could be the mother I wanted to be. I poured my heart into my daughters. I saw their incredible gifts for singing and spent countless hours riding the trains to get them to choir practices, determined to nurture their talents, even when our resources was tight. I pushed forward because I knew their voices was something special, something worth every sacrifice. Today, I am proud to say my youngest daughter, who was just a baby when I came to Safe Horizon, is now 17. Last year, she snuck behind my back and auditioned for The Voice. She made it on Team Snoop. And this fall, she'll be attending NYU on a full-ride scholarship. Woo! Yes! Woo! When I think back to that moment in family court reception, trembling at the thought of facing my abuser, I can't believe how far we've come. My daughter is living proof that hope can blossom out of a heartbreak. And tonight, she's here to perform her original song, Unhappy. This moment feels like a beautiful full circle. My Safe Horizon baby, the child I fought so fearlessly to protect, now stands on this stage. I'm sharing my story with you because I want you to see the difference your support makes. When you give to Safe Horizon, you're giving to families like mine a chance to feel safe and to dream again. You're giving survivors a hope that they too can stand tall and find their voices. Thank you for being here tonight and for opening your hearts. With that, it is my honor to introduce to you a young woman who amazes me every single day. Please welcome my daughter, Chris Dale.
My name is Chris Dale. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Queens, New York. And in the end, I had to learn what I'm not, what I've got, and who I am.
Yeah.
On up, still looking up. Lately I've been losing my mind. Thought about calling your line, but then again you never have any time. And I shouldn't beg for you to be in my life, so I try my best to just leave you alone. But there are times when I need you the most, and I had to learn to do it all on my own. There are things not even you would ever know. I'm so unhappy, but you never call. I was just a kid thinking it was all my fault. But if you really love me, you never leave it all. And you're the reason why I have so much built up walls. I'm so unhappy, but you never cared about me. You're so stuck in all of your ways. I don't think that you'll ever change. I'm so unhappy. I needed you and you just left me. But you're too narcissistic to even just listen. So why am I begging for help? I was so unhappy. It took so long to get back to the old me. But I'm so proud of what I've overcame. And looking back now, there's nothing I change. 'Cause now I feel so happy. I found people who care about me. And I finally let go of the pain. I hope that one day you could do the same. Yeah, I hope that one day you could do the same.
Thank you. Give it up for my amazing band, Aaliyah and Darnell White. Also, it's my mom's birthday today, so just wanted to let you guys know that.
Please welcome to the stage your live appeal fundraising host for the evening, Pix 11 morning news anchors Dan Manarino and Hazel Sanchez, and the auction trainer Subin Novell.
Wow, wow, wow. Can we give her another round of applause? That was absolutely beautiful.
Amazing, amazing. And by the way, just give yourselves a round of applause in the room tonight because there's great energy. Because we are humbled and honored to be in this room with you once again here tonight. All three of us were here last year. I don't know if you remember. So thank you for having us back. It was a historic year with the amount of money raised last year. We're going to top it this year, okay? So to introduce myself, everybody, if we could just roll this up a bit, thank you very much. I'm Dan Manarino, a proud anchor of the Pix 11 Morning News, joined by my fabulous co-host, Hazel Sanchez.
You weren't paid to say that either.
I wasn't paid to say that, and just a shameless plug here. You can watch us tomorrow morning from 7 to 10 a.m. on the Pix 11 Morning News. We're there Monday through Friday.
Follow us on Instagram, H Sanchez TV.
Thank you very much. We're longtime supporters. We're advocates for Safe Horizon. We're thrilled to once again be with you here to host this riveting part of the evening, along with our dear friend and amazing and wildly talented professional auctioneer, Subin Novell. Give it up for her. At Subin on Instagram if you want to follow her as well.
SUBYN.
Exactly. So the three of us are here tonight to lead this crowd in raising more financial support, more visibility, and more excitement for the real mission here of Safe Horizon. So for the past hour or so, we've had the great honor to learn, right, how Safe Horizon is changing the lives of so many survivors and their families. So the question here for all of you is, what do we do now? It's our turn. It's our turn to take action and support each one of the Safe Horizon survivors that we heard from tonight, because each amount that you donate, by the way, saves 250,000 people every single year. I mean, it's incredible the work that this room can do, okay? So one of the most critical things that we can do is open up your purses, open up your wallets, and donate as generously as possible. And by doing so, you are ensuring that Safe Horizon can do everything in its power to help survivors and their families recover and heal from some of the experiences. You heard from some of them here tonight, right, Hazel?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with you. And you and I, of course, have the great privilege of working with Safe Horizon over the years. And I tell you every time that I hear the number of people impacted by Safe Horizon, listen to this number, 250,000 people every single year. That is just absolutely astounding. Let's give Safe Horizon a round of applause for all the work they do every year. But sincerely, can you just close your eyes for a second and visualize that number? 250,000. Have you ever been to a concert? A New York Liberty game? How about Madison Square Garden for the New York Knicks? You would literally have to fill each and every one of those arenas 13 times. And that's how you would reach that number, 250,000 every single year. So since Safe Horizon works so tirelessly to support 250,000 people, can we step up and raise $250,000, $1 for each and every one of those individuals? I mean, we did it last year, like Dan said. I feel very strongly we can do it again this year. So what do you think? Can we do it?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, actually, and if I can just butt in for a second here, we know that there are likely many more people out there who need Safe Horizon, right? And their Safe Horizon's help is so crucial at this pivotal moment where we are right now. So I'd like to challenge everybody in this room here tonight to raise an extra $50,000 for a total goal of $300,000. I think we can do it. I think this guy's already raising his paddle at table 3. Look at that. It's an eager moment, right? So I'm looking for all of you out there. And that guy at table 3, by the way, that was a very enthusiastic paddle raid, so we'll be coming back to you, okay? So Hazel, Subin, do you think we can do it? Yes. I think we can do it, all right? We're gonna raise the most money ever in this room tonight in fundraising appeal history. Can we do it?
Yes!
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Okay, here we go. You heard them. You heard everybody in this room. Let's get this done for our Safe Horizon community. Subin's gonna tell the crowd how we'll reach this important goal together. So Subin, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Dan. It is so amazing to see this beautiful crowd again. How many of you were here last year? Show of hands. Well, if you weren't here, brace yourself, because I'm coming down there. So I have the privilege of fundraising for so many incredible nonprofits, but I have to say that Safe Horizon crew is on another level. Give them one more round of applause. Woo! I'm so happy to be here to support their courageous work. So this is how it's gonna work. This is the fun part. Here's how we're gonna do it. All you have to do, if you're ready to donate, is simply raise your card. Dan and Hazel will show you, they're gonna demonstrate for me how that's done. So if you don't have a bitter paddle, you can raise your hand, get my attention, we'll figure it out. Your number is tied to your name. So make sure if you do have a bitter paddle, your name is on there because we don't wanna spend our friends' money unless they say that's okay. So find your paddle, find your number, and remember, wait to put it down until I call it out. For my shy folks that may not want to raise their paddle, that's okay. There's a QR code on your table. Simply scan that with your phone, but I think it's much more fun to raise your paddle. We get the energy going. So, are you guys ready to do it? Yes? All right, I'm going to make my way down to the floor, but Hazel, tell us about the $10,000 level. That's gonna start us off.
All right, first of all, though, can we do a little practice round? I'm gonna do a selfie here to get this whole crowd so we can do a practice round. Everyone raise their paddle. Everyone raise it. Come on, put those. All right, there you go. And now I have a document for everyone that just volunteered to donate $10,000. I got all your numbers. Great job.
I love it. Love
it. Okay, in all sincerity, we kick off strong. We are starting this vital fundraiser off at $10,000. So this is how the leadership gift of $10,000 can help Safe Horizon, and the survivors they serve. So $10,000 is for child advocacy centers. So Kathy, where are you? You're in the crowd here somewhere. There you are. As you heard her bravely share her story with us, it means so much to know that there are places like Safe Horizons Child Advocacy Centers available when children and their families are experiencing a crisis. So I'd also like to give a shout out to our friends at Morgan Stanley. Let's hear from Morgan Stanley and the Brodsky family for being among our leaders and supporters of this incredible program. So to Morgan Stanley, where are you all? Where are you? Yes, round of applause. Now a little about Safe Horizons Child Advocacy Centers. They run 5 centers all across the 5 boroughs, supporting more than 12,000 children and their families as they navigate cases of child abuse. Now, during these intensely challenging circumstances for families, Safe Horizon provides compassionate support at every stage, making sure that children are supported and that the families have access to justice and healing. Subin.
Absolutely. So again, $10,000 is just a suggestion. I will always take more. So if you want to raise your paddle at $300,000, sir, that's perfectly fine. So our first level officially is $10,000. Now, what will $10,000 do? It will continue to support holistic care at Safe Horizon. What does holistic care look like? Mind, body, spirit. You heard from Kathy. The idea is not to stay in victimhood, not even to stay into survivorship, but to thrive as a child, as an individual, to live the life you were destined to live before this happened. So, $10,000 is our leadership level. Who's willing to kick us off at this leadership level? $10,000, paddles in the air, every dollar makes a difference. Cheer mom, make some noise.
Yes.
Bidder 172 is in the house. Cheer on, make some noise. Bidder 194 is in the house. Cheer on. Bidder 199, cheer on, keep them coming. Bidder 269, that's 4 of you. Bidder 335, that's 5 of you. Bidder 365, that's 6 of you. Cheer them on, keep them coming. Bidder 355, that makes 7. Bidder 356, that makes 8. Bidder 388 makes 9. One more person at the $10,000 level takes us to $100,000. Bidder 198 is in. Cheer mom, make some noise. Bidder 186 is in, taking us to 110. And my friends up there, we welcome you to participate at every level. Just come to the edge so I can see you. $110,000 raised in our first level. Give yourselves a round of applause. Bidder 341 is in, another $10,000. Now, I'm totally fine with meeting our goal in this first level. Remember, it's $300,000. Last call. You can give me more than $10,000 as well. Last call for $10,000. Once, twice, 3 times. Dan, tell us about $5,000.
That was incredible. All right, let's keep it going. By the way, the first person who donates $5,000, you get to get food from the food that's been set back out, okay? So here we go. I've got a statistic to share that really gets me every time, okay? According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in 4 women will experience physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. All right, just that number again is 1 in 4. So thankfully, Safe Horizon is there for people in crisis, right, to turn to. This organization runs 8 domestic violence shelters in all 5 boroughs. The work they do, we heard from some of the folks here tonight, so incredible. Each year, they house more than 2,000 domestic violence survivors and their kids. That's important. From providing a safe space to live, to offering counseling, job support, child care, and help navigating the legal system. Safe Horizon is with survivors on each step of the journey. Now it is your turn. Subin, take it away.
All right, so $5,000. Let me talk to you a little bit about what the call center looks like. 112,361 calls in a year. These aren't answered by people 9 to 5 with a 1 to 2 lunch break. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's a comforting voice on the other end. Somebody's calling at the worst time of their lives. Somebody picks up the phone and answers the call. $5,000 here tonight will help to support the call center, receiving those calls and being there for the person when they need it most. Next level of giving, $5,000. Let's do it, New York City. Bidder,
go!
Turn up my mic a little bit. Bidder 195 is in. Cheer mom, make some noise. Bidder 196 is in. Thank you so much. Bidder 247, thank you. Bidder 258, thank you so much. Bidder 275, thank you. Bidder 337. Bidder 346, thank you. Bidder 357, cheer mom, keep them coming. Bidder 388 is in. Bidder 217, that's 10 of you. Another $50,000. What was that one in the back? Bidder 362. Thank you so much at that table right there. Cheer them on, keep them coming. We're at $175,000 raised. Let's try to get to $200,000 at this level. Bidder 454 is in. Thank you so much, sir. 4 more people at this level. We hit $200,000. 24/7, 365 days a year. That is your investment. When they say we can't do it, we're gonna do it. We're not leaving. Anybody else? $5,000. If not, going once, twice, 3 times. What does $2,500 look like, Hazel?
Well, listen, Subin, I mean, did you know that the entire state of New York, there is only one state licensed counseling center that specializes exclusively in evidence-based trauma treatments? I mean, did you know that? It's crazy. But while, of course, we need far more counseling centers out there, I am happy to tell you that this counseling center is run by Safe Horizon. So it's serving more than 1,400 survivors and their families a year. Safe Horizon's counseling center helps survivors cope with and overcome the trauma they experienced as a result of violence, abuse, or exploitation. So in addition to providing regular free therapy sessions, the counseling center also makes sure clients are connected with other services like safe shelter, court services, and support groups. So a lot of really great work.
Awesome, thank you so much. So $2,500, we all probably in this room know how important counseling and therapy is, and also how expensive it is. So this is not put a Band-Aid on a counseling, this is trauma-informed counseling. Again, the idea behind it is to take from victimhood to thriving at any age, any gender. The point is, we want to see you whole. 8 people at $2,500 takes us to $200,000. Thank you so much, sir. Bidder 143 is in. Cheer mom, make some noise. I'll shake your hand. Bidder 152 is in. Thank you so much. Bidder 185. Cheer mom, keep them coming. Bidder 252. Bidder 254. Cheer mom, make some noise. Bidder 250. Bidder 277. Thank you. Bidder 344. Cheer mom, keep them coming. Bidder 348. We're at $200,000. Bidder 281 is in. Bidder 283, thank you. Bidder 338, thank you so much. Bidder 363 is in. Cheer on, keep them coming. Bidder 606, thank you. Bidder 367 is in. Bidder 388, thank you so much. Cheer mom, make some noise. Bidder 314 is in, taking us to $222,500. $2,500 in the front. Bidder 117 is in. Cheer mom, make some noise. $25,000 away from our original goal. Of course, we're going to $300,000. Anyone else at $2,500 here in the room? Once, twice, 3 times. $1,000. Oh, we got one. Where is it? 2,500?
She had it up.
Is she hiding? That's okay, we'll catch her on the next round. $1,000.
Here we go, here we go.
Tell her.
No food for her. All right, tonight, we've
Bars
heard
are
a few
closed.
different ways that people can experience violence and abuse, right? So there's an expectation, another experience that people don't talk about as often, which is the financial aspect of all of this and financial abuse. So this can come in the form of controlling how someone spends their money, how someone makes fraudulent charges on their partner's credit cards. In a study, Safe Horizon found that 99% of women in their domestic violence shelters experience some kind of financial abuse. 99%. Knowing that financial security is key to a survivor's healing journey, Safe Horizon offers a variety of services, okay? For example, they help with reviewing credit card reports, removing the person causing harm from joint bank accounts, for example, creating financial goals and plans, finding new employment, if that's needed, right? And opening a new bank account. So here we go. This is the time that everybody can raise their paddle. Subin, take it away.
All right, we're at 225,000. That means we need 75. But I just want to share something. So I'm not going to cry, but physical is sometimes the easier form of abuse, if there is one. As a survivor of every other abuse, the hidden ones, the financial, the psychological, the spiritual, sometimes you wish somebody would see your scars, because the ones that are unseen are just as painful. So $1,000 is our next level of giving. 1 in 4 women are abused. If you look around this room, if you look in your life, you probably know someone. So $1,000, next level of giving. Let's do it. 75 of you at the $1,000 level. Bidder 268 is in. Thank you so much. Bidder 166 is in. Thank you. Bidder 182 is in. Cheer 'em on, make some noise. Bidder 191, thank you. Bidder 259 is in. Bidder 256. Bidder 264, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 347, thank you. Bidder 354, thank you so much. Bidder 279. Bidder 282, thank you. Bidder 436. Bidder 378, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 239, thank you. Bidder 400, thank you. Bidder 388, thank you. Bidder 322, thank you so much. In the back, bidder 449, thank you. Bidder 406, cheer 'em on, make some noise. Bidder 328, thank you. Bidder 228, thank you. Bidder 384, another 1,000. Bidder 293, another 1,000. Bidder 298, another 1,000. Bidder 300, another 1,000. Bidder 306, another 1,000. Bidder 295, another 1,000. Bidder 293, another 1,000. We're passing $250,000. Make some noise, New York. Bidder 401, another 1,000. Bidder 309, another 1,000. Bidder 308, another 1,000. Bidder 229, another 1,000. Bidder 233, another 1,000. Bidder 231, another 1,000. Bidder 215, another 1,000. Cheer 'em on, make some noise. Bidder 218, another 1,000. Bidder 219, another 1,000. Bidder 128, another 1,000. Bidder 126, another 1,000. Bidder 113, another 1,000. Bidder 115, another 1,000. Bidder 202, another 1,000. Bidder 204, another 1,000. Bidder 397, another 1,000. Bidder 234, another 1,000. Bidder 242, another 1,000. Bidder 238, another 1,000. Bidder 239, another 1,000. Bidder 240, another $1,000. Give yourselves a round of applause. Bidder 159, another 1,000. Well, 14 more and we hit $300,000. Anyone else? Once, twice. 1,000, bidder 388, another 1,000. Bidder 319, another $1,000. $25,000 left to go. Anyone else? You could always just give me 25, just saying. Back to you, Hazel. Tell us what $500 will do.
You know, I was emotional earlier, but this really hits right here and how generous you all have been tonight. This is absolutely amazing. We did it. But let's keep going, right? All right, I have a question for all of you. Do any of you know what a kiki ball is?
Oh, somebody over here. Come on
Sebastian.
over. I think this is Sebastian.
Hey,
Sebastian, you know? Give it up for Sebastian.
I got you covered. So a kiki ball is a fabulous event, a party that celebrates LGBTQ plus ballroom culture.
Nice.
It celebrates joy, it celebrates community, and most importantly, it celebrates self-expression.
Love that, right?
Do you have any ballroom dance moves? A little sassiness?
All right. Well, you know, Safe Horizon Streetwork Project hosts one of these fantastic events each year, which its young clients get so excited about. I mean, I get excited just about the name, Kiki Ball. A little bit about Streetwork, though. This program is dedicated to helping thousands of homeless and street-involved youth all across New York City, ensuring that each and every young person who comes through the door is treated with respect and gets the support that they need. For example, Streetwork provides hot food, clean clothes, a safe space to rest for a little bit, trauma-informed counseling, and programs for help with substance abuse. And equally as important, Streetwork offers its young clients a community, a family really, of compassionate adults that they can trust and turn to, adults that they know won't judge them on their gender identity, maybe their sexual orientation, or even their immigration status. So really good work that they do with Streetwork.
All right, our next level is $500. So we're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. $500. There's over 13,000 youth that come through Streetwork. Of course, they get meals. Of course, they get a safe place. But they get to experience joy. They get to experience a smile, an embrace from somebody that cares about them. And a lot of times, this is the only time that they're going to receive something like that. So $500, you're investing in Streetwork. You're investing in our youth. Paddles in the air. Let's do it, Gotham Hall. Bidder 169 is in. Thank you so much, Liz. We appreciate you. Bidder 190, thank you. Bidder 189 is in. Cheer 'em on, make some noise. Bidder 163, act like you're at a Knicks game. Bidder 241 is in. Bidder 278, thank you so much. Bidder 266, thank you. Bidder 270, cheer 'em on, let's do it. Bidder 271 is in. Bidder 265 is in, thank you so much. Dan is in. Bidder 142. Bidder 236, thank you. Bidder 216, thank you. Bidder 109, thank you. Bidder 139, thank you so much. Bidder 216 is in. Bidder 313, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 305. Bidder 307, cheer 'em on. Bidder 237, thank you. Bidder 435, thank you so much. Bidder 432, thank you. Bidder 307, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 325, thank you. Bidder 220, keep cheering. Bidder 224, bidder 385, bidder 641, bidder 324, cheer 'em on. Where's the number?
Woo, let's go.
All right, where are we at? Bidder 434, thank you. Bidder 433, thank you. Bidder 286, thank you so much. Bidder 455, thank you. Bidder 409, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 323, bidder 381, thank you. Bidder 380, thank you. Bidder 403, bidder 399, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 444, thank you. Bidder 443, thank you. In my brain, I think we're very close. Bidder 388, cheer 'em on, make some noise. Bidder 390, thank you. Bidder 395, bidder 441, bidder 439, another 500. Bidder 447, thank you so much. Bidder 330, cheer 'em on, keep them coming. Bidder 427, bidder 431, thank
you. Bidder 430. Bidder 456. Bidder 426. Bidder 425. Bidder 423. Up top, give them a round of applause. Bidder 462 in the top. Bidder 424, thank you so much.
Woo! Wow,
all right, Dan and Hazel.
Wow.
I think we need to see where we're at, right?
Yeah, what's the total?
What's the total? What's up? All right, you guys. You ready? $301,000.
We did it!
Give yourselves a round of applause. 2 levels left to go, so we're not giving up now.
No, we are not.
$250. Tell us all about it, Hazel.
Yeah, well, even though Safe Horizon is based here in the city, it actually helps people who come from places all around the world, including people who have been trafficked. So the organization supports nearly 200 survivors of labor and sex trafficking every single year, providing critical services like legal assistance, mental health support, and family reunification. So by donating $250 to Safe Horizon, you're helping to ensure that no matter where someone is from or how they arrived here in the city, they're provided with compassionate and caring support.
Absolutely. So, second to last level, we're going to move quickly through it. $250. Paddles in the air. $250. Here we go. Bidder 192 is in. Bidder 187 is in. Bidder 184, thank you. Bidder 162, thank you. Bidder 165 is in. Thank you so much. Bidder 183, thank you. Bidder 268, thank you. Double fisted. Bidder 265 is in. Bidder 267, thank you. Bidder 188, thank you so much. Bidder 284. Bidder 290, cheer them on, keep them coming. Bidder 437, thank you. Bidder 375, thank you. Bidder 288, cheer them on. Bidder 225, bidder 417, bidder 227, bidder 389, bidder 391, bidder 301, thank you. Bidder 107, no yawning at an auction. Bidder 122, bidder 106, cheer them on, make some noise. All right, it is our very last level, $100.
Let's do it.
We can do this. Okay, remember that selfie y'all took in the beginning? This is what we want to recreate. We want to see everybody's paddle in the air, okay? This is $100.
You can lift your paddle more than once.
You can. There's no rule that you can't lift it more than once, okay? Especially this guy in the front right here. This one really means a lot to me. So can imagine that someone you know, someone that you care about, right? A family member, a colleague, a friend is experiencing some kind of crisis. Maybe they've been in a dangerous relationship, right? Or they experience some kind of act of violence by a stranger. Situations like these can be chaotic, they can be disorienting, and it's not always easy to know what to do in those situations. Now imagine that that person you care about remembers your involvement in this room, and quickly Googles the phone number, which by the way is 1-800-621-HOPE. And within minutes, okay, they are connected to an advocate who can help them find safety, medical care, legal resources, and most importantly, someone who believes in them. Here's the thing, all right? If everybody raises their paddle, they open up the food, they open up the drink, they open up the dessert, everything. Here we go. Subin, take it away.
All right, real quick. Before I take your money, because that's what I like to do, I just want you to think for a moment and look around the room and realize this is what humanity is. This is the best part of my job, to see the best in humanity. So give yourselves a round of applause. You've been so incredibly generous. It's our last level of giving. It's $100. You're coming together one by one. $100 times 100 people is another $10,000 raised. So $100 if you've already given, give again. If you haven't, now's your time. Do it again. Bidder 143 is in. Thank you so much.
My boss.
Bidder 168 is in, thank you. Bidder 167, thank you so much. Bidder 156 is in, cheer on, make some noise. Bidder 249 is in, thank you. Bidder 269, thank you. Bidder 268, thank you again. Bidder 265 again, cheer on, make some noise. Bidder 248 is in. Bidder 639, thank you. Bidder 650, thank you so much. Bidder 267 is in. Bidder 264, cheer on, make some noise. Bidder 421 is in. Bidder 418. Bidder 420. Bidder 419, thank you. Bidder 337, thank you. Bidder 338, thank you. Bidder 339, thank you. Bidder 451, thank you. Bidder 373, thank you so much. Bidder 374, thank you. Bidder 640 is in. Bidder 217, thank you. Bidder 222 is in. Bidder 218 is in. Bidder 214 is in. Bidder 211, thank you. Bidder 208 is in. Bidder 212, I see you. Bidder 216, thank you. Bidder 219 is in. Bidder 217. Bidder 214. Bidder 121. Bidder 209. Bidder 132, thank you. Bidder 130. Bidder 240 back in. Bidder 239 back in. Bidder 207 is in. Anyone else?
Look at that.
Bidder 116 is in. Bidder 388 is in. Cheer them on, make some noise. Anyone else? Well, I'm tired. No, just kidding. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Back to you, Hazel and Dan.
Oh my gosh! This is amazing. Everybody get up! Yes, let's hear it for all of us. Woo! We have exceeded our goal and then some. What an effort. And so much to be proud of, and so proud to be a part of this organization, and we are so grateful for your support. So on behalf of everyone at Safe Horizon and all of the 250,000 people who are served each year, thank you again for all of your support. The money raised tonight changes, in some cases, can save lives. And I know the Safe Horizon crew is profoundly grateful for all your generosity, your compassion, and solidarity with its survivors. So, if you didn't get your chance to donate yet, if your boss took your paddle and you didn't have a paddle to raise, there are still plenty of opportunities. You can scan that QR code on your paddle, okay? You can visit safehorizon.org and you can still donate. And if you'd like to get further involved as a volunteer maybe, through your company's philanthropy program or in many other ways, you can chat with any Safe Horizon team member that's here tonight. They will take care of you. Safe Horizon staff, wherever you are out there in the crowd, give a wave so people will know who to go to. And finally, please share the important work of Safe Horizon with every single person you know. Follow them on Instagram, LinkedIn, on Facebook. Tell your friends, your family, your colleagues what an amazing time you had tonight, and share the stories of these brave women who came up here and shared their stories tonight. Dan, Subin, such an honor to fundraise with you, and all of you out here in the crowd tonight. Thank you again for all your support for this important cause. Thank you, Safe Horizon, for all that you do. And with that, it is my pleasure to welcome back to the stage Liz Roberts.
Oh my God, that was incredible. Please give it up again for Dan, Hazel, and Subin. That moment of everybody in this room coming together just means so much. It was so inspiring. I also want to give, and I promise you'll get to the food in a sec. I want to give a shout out to Ruth Velasaka, who is a member of Safe Horizon staff at one of our child advocacy centers. She's been our voiceover announcer for the evening. To all the survivors here tonight, to Dana, to Kathy, to Kamari, to Chris Deo, you never cease to amaze me. Thank you for sharing your stories. Jeff and Susan, you are incredible, and it has been such a joy to celebrate you both tonight. And finally, to everybody in this room, our board, our staff, everyone who gave tonight, which I think is everybody in this room, thank you. Our work is not possible without your partnership. I hope you'll enjoy another drink, have a sweet treat before you go, and take the moment to connect with this remarkable community. Thank you.